The 80th birthday of former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga was marked at an event in Colombo with former President Ranil Wickremesinghe, former Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and many other politicians and diplomats in attendance. Former Indian National Security Advisor Shiv Shankar Menon highlighted CBK's courage, intellect and leadership during one of the country's most turbulent periods.
As president, she was willing to take hard decisions which she saw as being in Sri Lanka's interest, and she worked with people to make them real. Her courage in pursuing peace with the LTT in the midst of the civil war, with the LTT who were trying to assassinate her at the same time, that was really remarkable. But as was her ability to use all the tools of statecraft in dealing with the problem, whether it was diplomacy in isolating the adversary, whether it was military pressure to bring them to the table, and negotiations and peace suggestions that should have ended the civil war a long time before it did finally end. And it's really that courage which saw her through the various personal tragedies that she's also gone through. That courage was in full display on December 18th, 1999, when she was campaigning in the presidential election and a coordinated LTT bombing assassination attempt barely failed. Her first reaction was to reassure her people, to speak to them and to ensure that the bombing did not provoke reprisals against the minority community. That showed me in the world a leader who was really head and shoulders above the run-of-the-mill politician. Because she was a leader with many sides to her. She was an intellectual.
Menon issued a stark warning about the evolving geopolitical landscape, describing the current moment as a polycrisis in South Asia unfolding against the backdrop of a global phase transformation.
While Sri Lanka is an example of recovery from an economic crisis, others are not yet so fortunate. But what makes this polycrisis in South Asia different and more worrying than previous such instances is that it's occurring when the world is also undergoing a major phase transformation. The international system itself is going through change. Uncertainty, conflict, displacement are at levels unseen since World War II. And the tremendous imbalance of power that supported a Western-led order after World War II no longer exists. And there's very little prospect, to my mind, of another world order emerging. Instead, all the great powers are today revisionists. They're dissatisfied with the state of the world, and they all say they don't like their place in it, they want to change it. So unilateral military interventions, flouting international laws and norms have become commonplace in the last 2 decades. Everyone tries their luck in a disorderly world. They all think they have a chance to try and chase their own agendas. So the so-called Western liberal rule-based order died not at the hands of its opponents, but of its creators. And changes within the US and Europe have actually turned geopolitics upside down. And there's no going back.
Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga, born in June 1945, is a member of a prominent Sri Lankan political family who was the first woman to serve as the country's president.